Welcome everyone to The Howl. I'm Chloe Manolis, and in this episode, I sat down with POMS coach Marli Levin and POMS dancer senior Kailan Gogerty to discuss. In this episode, we discuss competition season and the difference between on and off the field and what is different from cheer and the competitive dance team. Thanks for joining, and we hope you enjoy. Hello everyone, welcome back to The Howl. I'm Chloe Manolis, your host, and the producer of today's show is Ryan Antonucci, and we are back in the dispatch studio with our POMS team, Coach Marli Levin and Kailan Gogerty, and unfortunately Nora Fink could not be with us here today. But in this episode, we will be discussing the star competition season and a deeper look into the other dance teams here at Hersey. Other than that, sit back and enjoy. How would you guys reintroduce yourselves?
Okay, so I am Marli Levin. I am an English teacher and the varsity dance team coach.
I'm Kailan Gogerty. I'm a senior here at Hersey, and I'm one of the captains of the dance team.
Awesome. So, obviously, it's competition season right now, and transitioning into the winter season. Are there tryouts again going on right now? Like, tell me, how does a competition season work out?
Sure. So we hold tryouts the end of October. There's always a week where there's IHSA mandated tryout dates. So I believe it was the 23rd, 24th this year of October. We hold them over 2 days, and then from there we make teams based on how many dancers try out, and then we move forward right into our competitive season.
Awesome. And how do the tryouts work out? Like, do they dance? Do they do specific moves? Or do they, come up with something on their own?
Yes. So we learn a competition routine in the summer. And that's the routine that we compete with throughout the winter. So There's a section of that the dancers learn at tryouts, in addition to doing other skills across the floor and skills in the center. And then from there, that's how we move forward with our teams.
That's awesome. So it's not like you just have one main dance pretty much for the competition season. It's different against different teams. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. And what about the moves? Do you guys have new? I know I already
turn combo.
Yes. Okay.
Talk about the turn combo.
How do you do that? Give me a rundown with that.
So come competition season, there's just certain moves to put into a dance to get a higher difficulty score, because we're scored out of 100 points. And there's different categories. So one of them is difficulty. Mm-hmm. So the biggest thing that any competitive dance team will focus on is something called turns in second, which is basically where your one leg is floating while you are turning. And there's various different ways to do it. You can change which way you're facing mid-turn set, which we're working on. Mm-hmm. You can have groups peel off or a ripple where people start at different times, which we're also experimenting with. And then we just threw a lift into our dance yesterday. And that is it's a fun process. Yes. It's a fun process trying new things.
Yeah, I bet.
So
that's I can't even picture myself doing that right now. I lost my flexibility a long time ago. I could definitely not do that. When was the first day of the competition season? Because I saw that was you guys had a few of them, or was the first one?
Yeah, so we had 2 already.
Oh, okay.
We started. When was it? I'm not trying to think. Wheat North was the 12th of.
Yeah, right? Something around there. That's Sunday.
Yeah. So we did. We had 2 back to back. Yeah. So we had Wheaton North, and then we had Mundelein this past Sunday, and we just rotate through local areas within our space, and we compete against other teams in the 3A category.
How did you guys do?
We did well. Our score went up from first competition to second competition.
Awesome.
Quite some.
That's awesome. That's great.
Yeah.
Quite some margin. So that was exciting to see.
That's awesome. And regarding the tryouts, do you keep more or less members going from the fall to the winter season? Do people leave, or do you add on? Or
it's a great question. So every year it's somewhat different. We kept a lot of dancers this year, which is very exciting to see. We also had a couple new people try out as well. I would say traditionally, many of the members that participate in the fall also continue on in the winter. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then we always have, people also from around the building. That's why we always put our info in the announcements. You never know, you can always check us out, try out. So that's traditionally how it's gone.
When it comes to people leaving, do you kick them out, or do it's just their idea?
in the dance realm, especially with like competitive dance, like you can compete at studios like outside of the school, and there is some rule that your competitive seasons can't overlap if you compete with a studio and a school.
Oh, okay.
So if we lose dancers, it's because they're already committed to their studio and we physically can't put them on the floor.
Correct.
Like,
How can
Hersey.
one be like committed to a studio but also be like committed to a school? Like, explain that.
their competitive seasons of like when they're going to competitions can't overlap. So like
okay,
our
right.
season is end of October to end of January. So if they're competing in like February, March and beyond, they can be on, and we have girls on our team that do
Right.
that. But like if they're trying to go to a competition in that December, January time, we can't put them on the floor
Okay, I
like
see.
as our team.
Huh.
So it's like double rostering with
Yeah.
other sports. Can't
Right.
do it.
That's interesting. How is it like the different performances on the field, like when you guys were performing the football games? How was like, I know you said earlier that you have like one specific like dance or performance competition season than you do with the football games, but how is it different from that?
So football, we perform a different routine every week.
Right.
And we learn a lot of those in the summer, and we practice them in the fall, and then we get them ready for each week.
Yeah.
With winter, we do learn our dance, we hope, always in the summer. And we did this year in the summer. And then as we pull it into winter, we get feedback every week from our judges. So when we performed at Wheaton North for our first competition this season, they gave us lots of recommendations from the judges as to how we can improve our score. And so we make that dance look completely different. We change sections of it. We change, like Kailan was talking about, our turn sequences. We're adding lifts based on their feedback. So even from first week to second week, we got different feedback second week. And so that's why we're making all these crazy fun changes.
That's awesome. And so pretty much you learn like every single routine in the summertime when you
Yes.
get, okay, cool. And you mentioned that the dance that you're doing right now is like changed up from the football season. So it's like, does it have the same music or
So
the
it's
same
all
song?
the same song. So the one we
Okay.
learned this summer, we have the same song, same choreography. We just practice it in the winter, and then we change it up to the same song.
Yeah.
and,
Sweet.
and make
That's awesome.
positive changes.
Yeah, I saw when I was at our when was it, the playoff, our last playoff game, when you guys like, was it you guys performed? I think I was, or no, when you guys last performed. You guys are great. I just guys openly say you guys did an amazing job.
Thank you.
But I also want to bring up like the tier teams and how would you guys consider it being different from Poms? Because I know they both of them have like the pom poms, or like how would you guys consider that different?
So we love cheer. We've partnered with cheer for a lot of like school spirit things. We'll go to the middle schools and like be together and all that. And you do see the fall season dance team and cheer on the sidelines. I think the biggest thing for both fall season teams, because cheer also has a competitive team, is they're the ones doing the stunts.
Correct.
Of like
Like
2
the
to 3
standing
people
on top of
high,
people, yeah.
and we take halftime. But yeah, we're both pretty involved with like the student section in fall season. And then come competitive season, they also have like another round of tryouts. And they will probably perform at one of the basketball games, and you could probably see them. They do a full routine, which is essentially the stunts that they're doing on the sidelines at fall season on steroids. Like,
Oh, wow, okay.
they're wild. I've seen them perform a couple times.
Yeah,
It's
they're
great.
insane.
But they are definitely more like tricks, stunts.
Yeah, I
You're
was
going to
about to
see a
say.
lot of like backflips and gosh, I can't even do like
No,
90%
that's
of
what
what
I'm
they
saying.
do.
A
And
lot of
then-
tumbling.
It's insane. It's awesome.
Yeah. And then we're more like the dancing sync.
So pretty much that's what I've always thought. Like, I know cheer is, I mean, there's some dancing to it. But
A little
also,
bit,
But
yeah.
cheer has like more of like the stunt, the floor moves, like the handsprings, the flips, like, which is like, I've always wanted to be a cheerleader, and like, I just know I cannot do that. So it's just,
It's a lot of work.
it is definitely a lot of work. I love that. But there's also, like, correct me if I'm wrong, there's also like a dance team at Hersey, correct? Like, so, like
There's-
varsity dance, like there's Poms, but
So we're dance team all year round.
okay,
Where there's fall dance team and then there's winter dance team. And winter dance team is the competitive
you're right.
element.
Poms is fall dance team. For
okay, I
a
see.
while, it was Palms and competitive dance team, and then Levin took it upon herself to make the new initiative that they're all dance team. We're just competitive in the fall. There's another dance program, Orchesis at Hersey.
Yeah,
and
that's what I'm talking about.
they're doing a lot of like shows around school. They don't compete. I'm a part of that as well. So
Oh, really?
Nora, a lot of the dance team girls are also on Orchesis.
Yes.
So we're just touching all parts, getting whatever we
That's
can.
awesome. Is there a difference between the Orchesis and Moms?
Orchesis is definitely more school based. Like we'll do a
okay.
lot of fundraising. We do stuff around like Valentine's Day.
Is it the Love Bus?
Love Bus? Palms
We also do that too.
dance
Okay,
team
that's
also
awesome.
does
That's
Love
awesome.
Bus.
Yeah.
But Orchesis is more, we're learning multiple dances than we put on the show, whereas comp is, like, it's a competitive sport under IHSA. So Orchesis is essentially a club, but it's also our gym class.
Oh, okay,
So-
that's nice. You mentioned that there's multiple dances, correct? Is there like every time you like show it off, do you do it differently, or do you just choose one that you've seen like the best?
For Orchesis,
Yeah.
Students choreograph all of our dances.
Okay.
So we'll like section off which dance we do at one time. But we could be learning anywhere from 2 to 7 dances a week or like practicing.
Oh.
So
That must be a lot of work.
there's a lot of dance that goes on.
But I mean, I guess you enjoy it.
A lot of
'cause, like,
dance. Oh, I love it. I
Yeah.
absolutely love it.
And I mean, the last one you said you've been a dancer for like a while too.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's stuck
Part of
with
life.
me.
Yep. It's part of your life.
Yeah.
So, when I was a gymnast, I would have a dance routine, like a floor routine when I was like, do flips, handsprings on the floor, while also like dancing to a song, and it was a lot of work, like lot of work, like choreographing what I want to do, but also like adding in the moves too, while also like having every single like requirement for the judges and stuff, and not messing up like in front of the whole crowd. So what would you tell those people who like believe that dance or like Palms isn't like not considered a sport? Because I've heard like so many people say like, oh, like dance isn't considered a sport, but there's also a lot of work that goes into it. Like athletics, like
Correct.
like how would you consider like what would you tell those people?
I have a long version
Yes,
and a short
it's
version.
a loaded
for it.
question.
Whichever one
Yeah.
you feel to explain.
Long version, I would have and would ask those people, like, what does it take to be a sport? And oftentimes I'll hear, like, oh, you're practicing or this and that. And it's like, okay, check.
Yeah.
But, like, we spend probably an hour of every practice conditioning, like cardio. We will get into weights.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
a goal of
really?
ours. Yes.
And all that. And then short version is, all of us have abs. How can it not be a sport?
No, exactly.
Let's be so honest.
Like, and like I'm sure you're sore from it too, right? Like,
oh my gosh.
Correct.
like doing all like especially like the new moves that you guys are adding to. I'm sure like it's like a whole like whoa, like I've never done this before, right?
We love a good ice bath.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
We
yeah.
love a good ice
We were
bath.
talking about it yesterday.
Like I consider like you said like sport, like you guys are practicing obviously, like that's something that everybody usually does, like no matter if it's a sport or not, like if it's like something with the brains, like you're practicing that as well, like
Yeah.
but I don't know how to explain it. Like I try telling people like when they say that, oh, dancing isn't a sport, like you guys aren't doing anything athletic, which I think that when they say athletic, like they're not like swinging a bat or like throwing a football, and you guys aren't like breaking a sweat, but at the same time like you guys are also breaking a sweat.
Oh, we
right?
break a sweat.
Correct.
The dance room AC
Yeah.
is
cranked.
pumping.
Yes. I think anything that takes that much stamina and
Yeah.
drive to build up, like doing a 2-minute routine that constantly doesn't stop, it's like doing a sprint for 2 minutes. So you're constantly trying to, build your ability to like run, keep your conditioning up, have strength, because a lot of the time the strength that you have in your body actually emulates the performance quality that you're trying to, emote to your audience. So it definitely is a sport. It has criteria just like any other sport.
Oh, 100%.
So
You can compete in it.
you can compete in it.
And
Absolutely.
it's like considered athletic too. Like on the
Yes.
Hersey website, it's like sports and athletics or like winter athletics. Like
Right.
it's literally considered an athletic and a sport.
Yes.
So I mean, I don't know where people get that from, but everybody's open to their own opinion.
Yeah.
100%.
Well, honestly, like, that pretty much wraps everything up. That honestly went a lot
Awesome.
quicker than I thought it would be, honestly, but that was a great conversation. That pretty much wraps up today's show. Do you guys have anything else you want to give your audience?
No, thank you. It's nice to talk about, the different teams and what we do.
Yeah.
And so competitive season is great. Come check us out, everyone.
Oh, 100%. I will definitely try to be there.
Yeah.
Maybe snap a picture or two.
I love it.
Thanks to Marli Levin and Kailan Gogerty, and thanks to our viewers for tuning in. Another thanks to our sponsor, Jets Pizza, right on Rand Road. I'm Chloe Manolis, and on behalf of our producer, Ryan Antonucci, and see you on the next episode.